YouTube is for many people a source of income, a job. Even to myself, it is a source of income, and whether or not you do YouTube for that income depends solely on you. There are a lot of factors, and if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel simply to make money, you're never going anywhere. But when it comes to making money on YouTube, there's one question you may run into. Is partnering with a YouTube network worth it? If you're unfamiliar with how YouTubers make their money, I'll explain it right now. Google AdSense is a dedicated site implemented for content creators to make money. Essentially, AdSense allows Google to place ads on your videos. 55% of that ad revenue goes to you, and 45% goes to YouTube. Now, that seems simple, and really it is, but through your YouTube career, you may be contacted by a YouTube network, or you may feel inclined to join with one. But what happens if you do? Well, firstly, a YouTube network will take a cut of your revenue. Generally, this is about 20%. Sometimes you'll get a network that'll offer something better or worse, depending, but generally it's about 20%. Now, this 20% actually comes out of your earnings, so that 55% you were getting will cut down to 35%. Wait a minute here, are you seriously telling me these people will take my earnings? What the hell do they do for that money? This depends on the network. Some networks purchase the rights to movies and music so you can use them in your videos as long as you're partnered with them. They can help you get in contact with other YouTubers under the same network, potentially making collaborations much easier. Other networks have been known to take the load when YouTubers get sued, but for the most part, many of these things are not only extremely situational, but feel kinda like ploys to me. See, I don't really see myself getting sued anytime soon. Realistically, who does, but you know what I mean. I never use music or movie clips in my videos, at least not enough to copyright me for, so that's not worth it, and if I ever need to do a collaboration with another YouTuber, I prefer to just contact them myself. Now, there are other pros to having a network, right? Well, to be honest, if you look up the pros and cons, the ones you'll find are pretty much the ones I mentioned. There are definitely people who would benefit from a network, but here's the reasons I decided it's no longer worth my time. So I've been with a network ever since I started YouTube. I was with Freedom for quite some time, and I kind of felt as though I was being ripped off a bit. I wasn't getting the earnings promised, and I figured it was a glitch, but it was just going on for far too long. At the time, I had no idea you could actually do YouTube without an MCN, multi-channel network. I thought partnering with one was something you had to do. Now, Freedom was kinda cool in that they have no lock-in contracts. There are networks that will ask things of you and lock you into a contract. Things like, you must make one video per day and you cannot leave for a year, which is complete BS. Well, a bit down the road, another network offered me a better split, so I went for it. Now, I know that sounds bad, like I was just doing it for the money, but honestly, if someone was offering you more pay to do something you loved, I'm sure I don't know anyone who would actually say no to that. They offered me other benefits too, but I was never going to use them. It wasn't until Freedom came back to me and offered a 95-5 split if I joined back with them. Now, I thought it over. I actually liked the network that I was with, and I kinda didn't want to leave. After some thinking though, I decided to try and go for it, but before I did, I started looking more into this MCN thing. I was kind of embarrassed that I didn't look it up before because the things I found are kind of underwhelming. As I stated before, to make money on your videos, all you need is Google AdSense. Once you set that up, you can go to YouTube and auto-set ads for your videos. After that, you're done. On the 12th of every month, Google will tell you how much you're going to make, and at the end of the month, a deposit is placed into your bank account. Simple. Right, but Barry, you said there were problems with networks. Right, I did. Firstly, the way networks engage with you is intriguing. A lot of the time, they will act as though you need them. They have the ability to protect you, to buy music for you to use, and they deserve the money that they take from you. And that attitude is kind of annoying. And they're not lenient on that money they want to take, too. If a network comes to you and says, we want 20%, and you say, no, I'll give you 10, they will most likely tell you that they will not help you and will stand firm. See, the issue I have with this is you're giving them quite a bit of money for these things you may never use. I'm not saying people never get sued on this website, but they also promise to help your channel grow and get you sponsorships and whatnot, but I can tell you none of that actually comes from them. At least, not from what I've observed. Now, I'm not saying networks are completely worthless, but you need to be careful if you're going to sign with one, and here's why. Once a network has you and you utilize the certain privileges they offer, regardless as to whether or not you signed a contract, you may have just locked yourself in. See, if a network buys the rights to music, and you use that music, if you decide to leave that network, that music is still in your videos, and now you aren't protected. Really good incentive to stay, isn't it? If you're a larger channel and you're prone to making people angry and you're worried about a lawsuit or copyright, then I see no issues with an MCN. But for a smaller YouTuber, I don't think this is worth it. Maybe they can help you grow, and maybe one day even I will pair with one again, but for right now, I simply wouldn't have a reason to utilize the benefits they grant. There are definitely products that are worth the money you pay. There are products that go above and beyond to give you more than you paid for, but it depends on you. Do you feel the price is justified, and are the benefits worth the money to you. A few of you guys have been telling me that I end my videos with too many puns, and you don't like it. Most of you enjoy them, and I like coming up with them, but I can understand if they get annoying. If you guys really want me to quit, that's fine. Just say so. When it comes down to it, I guess I didn't need that freedom anyway.